Alright, in this episode of Greenhouse Management from the Union Educational Complex with the Mount Storm FFA, today we're going to be transplanting some Snapdragons. They're the Ford Hook Talls, and they're very healthy and they're ready to spread out and grow bigger. And so far this year we've transplanted about 10 or 12 trays of plants, and these are the Snapdragons. I imagine there's going to be about 6 total trays out of this, and we are contemplating making some hanging baskets from these as well. So as we look over here, this is a tray of seedlings, and I've started with some of the transplanting with 1 6-pack is completed. Now it has not been set with water yet, and that will be done after we get done with putting all the individual seedlings into each little cell spot. And there is a proper way to do this. I'm going to set up the camera here so that we can see. So what we have here is we have holes that are here throughout the thing, and it's in the middle of each cell individually. And what you have to do is you have to try and get the seedling as close to the center as possible, because that way it has a better chance of being more stable and it will not overcrowd another one in the cell next door. So although they're not right on top of each other, it's still pretty tight spacing until the person that's going to be buying these and adopting these to take them home will be able to separate them so they have more room to grow. So the more space they have to grow right now, the bigger they're going to be when we sell them in May. So after you make your holes in the center, you have to gently take out the seedlings from them. You got to be careful with them because their leaves are delicate, the roots are delicate, so you've got to barely touch them. Then you take your seedling, you set it in to the spot, and then you tap it down all the way around so that it's nice and firm in that spot. So if we saw that up close, we would go across here to where our seedlings are, very gently, where it's loose, pull it out so you see it still has a very good root system, and you go over here to the spot where the hole is, gently put it in. This one didn't go in the center because it's got a little bit of a curve to it, so we're going to try and get it to the center and smooth it down. So you're not wanting to really push down on it. You're going to gently tap it around because you're firming that soil up. Now when you put the water on them, that'll further set it in, but it's not overpowering. So as you can see, it's nice and firm in there, and now he's going to be a little happy camper. So we go back over here very gently. Now if you have seedlings like this that are that close and you're really afraid of breaking the roots and the stems off, you can go underneath of them very gently and kind of rustle them up. So that loosens the soil and it loosens that up to where you can, all you have to do is just pick it up then, because this one just came right out. Once again, you put it into the hole in the center, start filling it up, filling it around, and tapping it down so that that would firmly keep that in place. And I got a little bit too much dirt around the stem, so kind of move it away from there because you don't want to bury the whole stem. You want to bury a little bit of it because that will be converted back into roots, and it won't really damage that plant. It'll promote it to grow a little bit better and also gives it some stability. So we go back over, and I apologize, the greenhouse is really working today. We have some weird weather up here on the mountain. About 2 days ago it was 14 degrees and now it is about 50 outside, and the greenhouse is set to 80. So it's really trying to regulate that temperature as best as it can. And we recently got a king heater. It does a pretty good job for this size of greenhouse. Although if I had a bigger one, I would probably say definitely get a bigger heater because this one keeps up, but I would hate to see what happens when it gets below 0. But for right now, it's doing its job. So don't forget, you always make sure you line it up. If you do make your holes a little too big, you can go in and fill them in before you put the plant down, just like what I did. and just carry it forward. So once you get all those done, what you're going to see is you should have a completed flat that's going to look like this. And you really can't see them that well because it's a little bright in here and a little shaded both. So it's kind of camouflaging the seedlings in. But if you look at it, you can really see they're nice and seated in there in the center. And they're really going to grow into some nice plants. So we really will update you whenever they get bigger, and also when we have something new and exciting going on in the Mount Storm FFA greenhouse. And we hope you have a good day.